Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our Euro 2020 round of 16 predictions. It is Saturday morning, and we've got 4 days of the round of 16 coming up. 2 games per day, and we'll be covering every single one as a watch along on the channel. Yesterday, we reacted to the group predictions. Not bad. Quite tricky with the groups, especially with 4 teams. You get one in the wrong place, it pushes the other in the wrong place. This, we can police far more tightly. So, as I always say, your best comment is your own prediction. So please get involved. You can just give me 8 teams down there in the comments. You don't need to go through all this rigmarole. But as we did on the other video, I'm over on the UEFA website. It's good fun, beautifully laid out. Well, it doesn't give us the games in the order they're being played, so we'll try and cover those, and you can go and make your own predictions. I'm only going to go as far as the quarterfinals. So let's bring me into the picture there so you can see what I'm doing. First game is tonight. 5 p.m. Wales versus Denmark. It's one of the home nations. It's the Welsh. Both Wales and Denmark got through on the back of 1 win, which, let's be fair, a fair few teams did, didn't they? The Danish really searing past the Russians at the end there. The Welsh beat the Turks, who stank out that group, didn't they? The way I see these 2 teams are that Denmark have got a nice smattering of quality, haven't they? Players from Milan and Atalanta, and Højbjerg from Tottenham, and Schmeichel from Leicester. Across that back area, obviously up the front, Christian Eriksen was a huge emotional story, but has weakened that Denmark team as well. Obviously more important things than that. So you'd say they're stronger in the back 2/3, wouldn't you? Whereas Wales have, and they would admit, a lot of players playing in supporting roles to Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. So the question is, can the Danish stop Bale and Ramsey? Which you pretty much think if they did, they would win. I don't particularly want to do this, but I'm going to. I think they can. I think the smattering of quality across that Danish team, as opposed to the 2-star players of Wales, is going to be enough. So I'm going to go for Denmark. That's the first game tonight. Sorry, the Welsh. Would love you to get through, really would. The second game tonight is Italy versus Austria, which I think is going to be a bit more predictable. Italy have been really good, haven't they, in the group stages? You could argue that maybe they had it a little bit easier than other teams in their group, but you can't argue that they played very well. They look exciting. They play on the front foot. They play with passion. A few standout players, particularly Spinazzola coming down the left, Insigne tucking inside. Immobile's been on the score sheet as well. Look good in midfield. Don't know the status of Chiellini at the back. That could weaken them if he's still not returning. But I just think they're going to have enough. I saw Austria. I think I might have seen, excuse me, I think I might have seen all of Austria's 3 games, past us in so many games of football. Really like Schlager in the centre of midfield. Really like Alaba. But I can't see attack-wise them doing enough, even if they can keep the Italians out, to go ahead and get the win. So let's pop the Italians through. I'm reasonably confident about that, which is never, ever a good thing, is it? Right, let's move on to Sunday. Netherlands and the Czech Republic. So the Netherlands scored lots of points, didn't they? They win all their games, didn't they? And they scored lots of goals, but they are really open. Really, really open. Wing-backs way up the pitch. Dumfries and Van Arnholt. And Memphis Depay's been on the score sheet. Got big V course as well. Really like De Jong in midfield. Wijnaldum's been doing bits, but further up. You do wonder when they come up against a fairly stoic side, right with quality right through the pitch, of which there are plenty now in this tournament, whether they'll struggle. Is the Czech Republic that team? Yes, Patrick Schick's very good. Thomas Souček, Soufal we always like. Masopust and Yankto. Have they got enough to punish the Dutch at the back? I don't think they're the team that is going to exploit the possible imbalance of attacking quality and maybe slightly defensive lacking. No, I'm not blaming the players. The system here, isn't it? But I do think they'll get through. So let's go for Netherlands to get through in the first one tomorrow, which means we would have Netherlands-Denmark quarter final. Let's go up to the other end because tomorrow night's 8 p.m. is Belgium versus Portugal. And this is one you can argue very, very much either way, can't you? It's basically the Portuguese who have just managed to, what's the word? Force their way through in tournaments, haven't they? With a good defence and Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, they've got Jota. Bruno Fernandes got dropped, didn't he? Supporting up the top there. They did change the system, didn't they? Went to a midfield three, put Moutinho in, Renato Sanchez as more of a runner behind, well, no Bruno Fernandes. So it was Bernardo Silva started, didn't he, in a sort of front three with Jota and Ronaldo. I was going to say Ronaldinho then. So I think we roughly know what the Portuguese are going to do. They're only going to play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and it'll be fairly sit back and strike, won't it? And they've obviously, if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, you've got the quality to go ahead and do that. This more depends on the Belgians, I think, who are very wedded to their style and their system. They'll play three at the back, sort of 3-4-3 type thing. There's Lukaku and there's De Bruyne. And you go back to the Welsh, we're talking about Bale and Ramsey. Essentially, the Belgians have a similar thing with two extremely high-quality players, but then a load of other high-quality players around them as well. So if the Belgians attack clicks, they will win this game, won't they? I don't know why. I just have this thing that the Belgians can be picked off. But maybe Martinez, Lukaku, De Bruyne, Tielemans, Courtois. I don't know. Maybe the experience. They're there now, Belgium. And let's put them through. And they're going to have to really be at it to beat the Italians in that top half. Right. Croatia versus Spain. So Croatia basically edged their way through that group, didn't they? Losing to England, drawing with the Czechs, and then getting that win against the Scots on the last game. Obviously, they're still reliant on Modric and Perisic. Spain are confusing, aren't they? Because for the first two games, they genuinely looked like they might not qualify because they couldn't stick the ball in the net. And then they stuck five past the Slovakians. They keep the ball very well, the Spanish. I wouldn't read too much into XGs and chance creations when they've all been, frankly, in games against sort of Sweden and Poland that they didn't win. And they missed two penalties as well, haven't they, into the bargain, the Spanish. I do, however, think that in this game, their ball retention I think they will create a good number more chances than the Croats will in this one. I think in this instance, and again, it's a similar thing to what I'm saying about the Netherlands, I don't think the weakness will be exploited. And I think they will beat the Croats. So let's put Spain to go through. We're just going with all the big boys here, aren't we? But look, I'm giving you reasoning. I haven't got a big upset in there anyway. as we go on to France, Switzerland, and I don't see one coming in this one either. Look, the French are very strong. There is a weakness there, possibly, like when you saw with the Hungarians. You go at them, press them, close off the space, all that stuff we say about an underdog playing against a big nation. I think the issue with France, though, is because of the players, they just get everybody. You know that statement, lining up in the tunnel, they already had us beaten. It's almost like with France, they beat you on paper before you've even started with Benzema, Mbappe, Griezmann, Pogba, etc., etc. They can be got at, of course. And look, they drew 2 of their games, so they're not blitzing everyone, but I do think they're going to beat the Swiss. Obviously, Embolo was impressive in the first game for the Swiss, but perhaps, well, other than maybe the Sweden-Ukraine game, one of the weaker teams in there against one of the stronger. So let's put France going through. And we move on to Tuesday night. Oh, dear. And you know I'm very anxious about England versus Germany. Look, England aren't going to sweep past Germany and beat them 3-0 if they are going to beat them. It's going to be very, very tight. It's going to be keeping them quiet, stopping the switches of play and the wing-backs, Kimmich and Goosen and that old rascal Muller. Maybe someone will be detailed on Tony Kroos. I think the days are gone where England just expect to turn up and sweep past teams. It's detail, stopping the opponent, and then hopefully getting our good players into positions. And set plays we know have been practiced, penalties we know have been practiced. So it's not going to be one for the faint-hearted, this one. There's probably not going to be more than 1 goal in it, and we might need over 90 minutes, God forbid, even more. The Germans haven't quite been there, and it seems fairly obvious that Portugal played them completely wrong, didn't they? And played the 4-2-3-1 and left those big gaps for the switches of play. And that's where the Germans went for it. Southgate's probably going to go into the back 3 again. And it's going to be tight. Look, I do think England could do it. I do. I know it's a nightmare predicting an England-Germany game. We'll all probably be left with egg on our face. But I'm going to do it. Why the hell not? Are they at the end of the cycle with Muller and Kroos and Neuer? They've probably got one more World Cup, haven't they? Go on. Through you go, England. Please, please do it for me. The draw looks decent if they do go through, because we're now going to talk about the last one, which is Sweden and the Ukraine. And I got really grumpy with Sweden after the first game. They were so defensive, it really irritated me. And then they've gone on and got 7 points in their group, haven't they? Drew with the Spanish, beat the Poles at the end, didn't they? In that sort of topsy-turvy back-to-front game that they won 3-2. So, look, they're very, very well organised. They're very tight. And I think, quite simply, they will have enough to shut out Shevchenko and the Ukrainians. So I'm going to go from getting really grumpy with them to predicting that they're going to be in the quarterfinals. And there is my 8. So, Wales out tonight against Denmark. Italy later to progress against Austria. Netherlands to beat the Czech Republic, but there are weaknesses there. Belgium and Portugal. Belgium perhaps now have the amount of experience to get past the Portuguese side. Croatia and Spain, I think the drip effect of Spain moving the ball and keeping the ball will be enough against Croatia. And look who I've got as their next opponent. Maybe it won't be enough there, will it? France, yeah, they look favourites against the Swiss. Maybe they might be the shortest odds in this round of 16. England and Germany, look, it's very, very hard for me to give a dispassionate one there. I so hope England can do it. I so hope they can. And I'll say it again, get behind them now. And please don't expect some swashbuckling all-out attack. We will lose if we do that. It's got to be pragmatic, and it will be pragmatic. Not as pragmatic probably as Sweden, who I've gone for to match up. So if all that happens, the quarterfinals will be Belgium, Italy, France, Spain, Sweden, England, Netherlands, Denmark. So they are my 8. One more time. Belgium, Italy, France, Spain, Sweden, England, Netherlands, Denmark. Again, quote me, quote myself. The best comment is your own predictions. Stick them in. You can pull mine apart all you like. All I'll say is, who do you think are going to get through? So you may as well just go ahead and let me know your 8. And look, for those people who like to say, you've just picked the favourites, or we get this weirdness, don't we, where your predictions get pulled apart. If I think the favourite's going to win, I'll pick them. That's the whole point of predictions. So Ben's just gone for safe predictions again. Get involved. Enjoy the fun of it, because it's not going to be fun, especially when we get over to Tuesday, and get your own predictions in there. That is my Euro 2020 round of 16. 8 teams to get through. And do I want to start getting optimistic? Because if it does go like that, then England's odds would shorten and they get past the Gems. Anyway, this is not all about England versus Germany. It's about every team in there. And speaking of every team in there, we're going to be doing all the games. We're starting tonight. Wales versus Denmark at 5. Italy, Austria, and then we'll be back in the 5 and the 8 o'clock slot for the next 4 days. So come and join us in the watch-alongs. It's been brilliant so far, and I'd love to see you again tonight. Right. I'm going to go and walk the dogs, I think, and get myself prepped. We did 23 games in 12 days. We're about to do 8 games in 4 days. It seems small fry. Another quick burst, and then we'll be at the quarterfinals. Who will still be there? Will England still be there? I've had my say. Now you have yours in the comments. Get me your 8 teams in there. Thank you for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.